Hey there, I'm Kyle Myers and I'm the Communications Coordinator here at ETD. One of my favorite parts of working here is I'm given the opportunity to go out on the reservation and talk to some of the people that we work with and tell their stories. A lot of what we do is kind of complicated, so it's really my job to make it make sense for people and to show it in a way that everyone can easily understand. Part of my job involves updating our website, running our social media, and also writing articles about the various projects that we get to work on here. From my previous experience as a journalist, I really know how to break these facts down and convey them in everyday terms. So when we're working on a project that benefits the general public, it's important to know exactly how they're benefited and why it's important. Some of the projects we work on include things like access to water, infrastructure, housing, development of businesses and industries across Navajo Nation and other reservations. Every time we finish a project, I really want to connect with the people that we work with to show how they've benefited and why it's important for us to do those things, such as solar farm grids, green energy, telecommunications towers, and other community benefits. One of my favorite things about working here at ETD is the opportunity to go experience the aesthetic and cultural beauty of Navajo Nation. I started here at ETD back in September of 2022. Before that, I was the chief of photography and a technical director for a TV station back in Pennsylvania. On top of my experience as a journalist, with my degree in environmental studies geography, I have experience running ArcGIS software, making maps, analyzing data, and technical writing. I help with some of the formatting of some of our bigger projects. I also do work in graphic design, making advertisements, and promoting some of the departments that we work with. Ever since growing up watching Steve Irwin as a kid, I've had a real passion for the environment and all the plants and animals that surround us every day. I think the work that we do is very important, not only for the benefits to the people, but making sure that what we do doesn't impact the environment in a negative way. The modern world that we live in presents modern problems, and at ETD, Environmental Technology Development, we use modern technology to solve those problems. In a world that's constantly growing, we don't want anyone to be left behind, and we know that it's important that everyone has their chance in the world. Navajo Nation presents a lot of unique issues: lack of development, access to water, and lack of representation. Now, I don't like being the subject of these kind of things. I like to be behind the camera, to tell other people's stories. And that's one of the unique opportunities that this position really gives me. I get to use the skills that I've developed over the years and utilize them to help people, and that's something that I love. One of the major projects we're working on right now is a partnership between us, the city of Flagstaff, and a couple other groups to create a regional plan. This regional plan will include things like new zoning policies. It's important that we plan now and adjust our actions to create the future that we all want. While committees and local politicians and bigger organizations may have a say in the trajectory of Flagstaff, some of these smaller communities really haven't had a voice for many years, and I think it's really important that we do our work to give them a voice. This regional plan is not only a plan for now, but decades into the future. It'll talk about things like tourism, the economy, the housing crisis, climate change, all issues that we might be facing within the upcoming decades. I've always had an interest in learning new things, especially when it comes to these sort of environmental issues. That's why I think it's so important that I can take this knowledge, turn it into something that people can really understand, and put it out there for the world to see. Some of these bigger projects are really complex and have little intricacies that most people wouldn't really think about. So it's important to highlight those things and show people what's important, what are the pros and cons of some of these projects, and how will they benefit. Due in part to the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the Inflation Reduction Act, billions of dollars are going to be invested into this region in the next 5 to 10 years. And it's important for people to know where that money is going, how it's being spent, and again, how it benefits them. So it's very important that we reach out to those people and get their opinions on these bigger projects that impact everyone. My vision for ETD is to become not only the go-to source for environmental compliance, public outreach, and project management, but I want ETD to be a place where everyone can get information about Navajo Nation and things that are happening on the reservation. I'm excited about not only the future for ETD, but of all the communities that we help. So if you have an interest in community development and all things infrastructure for the betterment of life of Navajo Nation and the surrounding communities, follow us on our website and all of our social media on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at ETD Incorporated.